So, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you all sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. And welcome back, people. Yes, welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday afternoon here on M5, the channel which comes after M4, in the alphabet at least. But we're not a sports channel. No, we're here not to show you the latest news from the world of, badminton. No, we're here to help you study and learn the English language. So, if you're looking for badminton, you're in the wrong place. You're barking up the wrong tree. Now there's a phrase, barking up the wrong tree. What ideas have you got for that one? It's pretty logical, isn't it? It's connected to hunting, looking for something or someone. Does that help? Think about that game we all used to play, hide and seek. Now, we know the verb to hide, don't we? To hide something means to put something in a place so that people can't see it. To hide means to conceal. If you're about to go out on a Friday night and suddenly you notice a huge spot on your face, what do? Yes, that's right, you use some sort of cosmetic to conceal it, to hide it so that people look at you and not the huge planet of a spot which is growing out of your face. Okay, so we know the verb to hide. That's when we put something somewhere so that people can't see it. Okay, and what about the verb to seek? The verb to seek means to look for. Buddhists seek enlightenment. That's what they spend their time looking for. If you see someone with a metal detector in Lake Balaton, then that person is seeking, looking for metal things. Maybe they dropped their watch or a piece of jewelry and they're using the metal detector to try and find it. That's another verb which we could use as a synonym, the verb to detect. To detect means to find, to discover. Think about Sherlock Holmes, the great detective. He's a detective. He finds things out. Think about the police force. We can split the police force into several groups. We have traffic police, police who deal with vehicles and things like that. We have canine police, police who work with dogs. We have lots of different groups within the police. But one of the most well-known groups within the police is the detectives. Their job is to detect, to find out what happened. Something happened, and these people detect the reasons and find the answers out. Okay, now back to the game. Your friends run off and try to find really good places to hide, and you stand and count to 100 with your eyes closed. Now, when you reach 100, you call out to everyone in a loud voice, "Here I come, ready or not," to let them know that you've finished counting and now you're coming to find them. And then you start looking for them. Now, think about your dog. What's its name? Well, what's a good name for a dog? Boris or Kevin? Those are the only possible names for a dog. We all know that, okay? But there's only one dog, so we need to combine the two names. I know, Borvin. Great, a good dog's name. Borvin. Borvin the dog. But what about Keris? No. Borvin's better. All right, now your dog Borvin has got a very sensitive nose. Your dog is much better at smelling things, at detecting things with its nose than you are. So dogs are better at smelling things than we are, and dogs are also faster at running than we are. They've got 2 extra legs, which might have something to do with it. Anyway, if you're playing hide and seek and Borvin is helping you, then your friends don't stand a chance. Borvin will pick up the scent and start to follow it. All you have to do is follow the dog to find your friends. You can't run as fast as a dog, so you have to follow the dog. And how can you tell where the dog is? Yes, when dogs get excited, what noise do they make? Yes, they bark, don't they? Well, if we're being absolutely honest, most dogs don't bark when they're excited. Most dogs bark when they're happy or sad or lonely or excited or scared or hungry or thirsty or tired or pretty much anything. When dogs feel something, when dogs experience some sort of emotion, they normally bark. Right, so we know that dogs bark when they want to communicate something to you. Now back to the game. Imagine that Boorvin has detected your friend Larry the llama and they start to follow Larry's path to where he's hiding. Larry can hear Boorvin getting closer and closer. So what can he do? How can Larry the llama escape? Well, imagine that you're playing this game outside, in the woods. Exactly, you're in a wood. The easiest way for Larry the llama to hide from Boorvin is to climb a tree. We all know how skilled llamas are at tree climbing, don't we? Exactly, they're famous for tree climbing. But Boorvin will still be able to smell where Larry's hiding, won't he? Even if llamas are very skilled at tree climbing, which they are, they can't jump from tree to tree, can they? No, they're llamas, not squirrels. Llamas can't jump, everyone knows that. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means that it's only a matter of time before you arrive, following Boorvin. And when you find Larry, then he's out of the game. And how will you know where Larry is hiding? Exactly. Boorvin will indicate, Boorvin will show you where Larry is hiding by standing under the tree where Larry is and barking. Okay, so it's all over for Larry unless Boorvin is barking up the wrong tree. Yes, perhaps your friend Larry is not only a skilled climber, perhaps like most llamas, he's also a very good ventriloquist. Do you know that word? A ventriloquist. A ventriloquist is someone who can throw their voice. This person can make it seem like their voice is coming from somewhere else, not from their throat. A ventriloquist can make it sound like someone else is talking. Now, as we all know, llamas are very good at climbing trees, but they're also very good ventriloquists. They're very skilled at ventriloquism. So, what is the only tactic left that Larry can employ to make sure that you don't find him first? The last person or llama to be found wins the game, and Larry's very competitive. So what can he do? Yes, exactly. Larry can use his skills of ventriloquism. If Larry can throw his voice successfully, then Boorvin will think that he's hiding in a different tree. If Larry can make Boorvin think that he's in another tree, then Boorvin will go to that tree and bark up that tree. Then, when you come along, you'll think that the llama is in the tree where Boorvin is barking, and hey presto, you found Larry. He's been caught, you caught him, he's out of the game, and now he has to sit and wait for you to find everyone else. But if Larry managed to successfully throw his voice, then Boorvin will be barking up the wrong tree, won't he? Yes! And that means that when you arrive and start climbing the tree looking for Larry, who's hiding in a different tree, can climb down out of the tree quietly and hide somewhere else. Larry can sneak away and hide somewhere else, and this way he might win the game. He might be the last person, well, llama, to be found. Hooray for Larry! So if someone is barking up the wrong tree, all we mean is that they're looking in the wrong place. They think that they're doing the right thing, but they're misguided. The police found a packet of Canadian cigarettes in the bank after the robbery, so they're looking for a gang of Canadian bank robbers. But the bank robbers are from Scotland. They left the Canadian cigarettes as a red herring. They wanted to confuse the police, and it worked. Now the police are looking for a gang of Canadians. The police are barking up the wrong tree. All right, now, back to the present perfect continuous. So, we know that in order to make a positive present perfect continuous sentence, we have to start with the subject or subject pronoun, then we follow that with the correctly conjugated form of the verb to have. So, we're either going to use have, or if the subject of our sentence is the third person singular, he, she, or it, then we're going to use has. If the subject of the sentence is I, you, or any of the plural subject forms, then we're going to use have. Okay. Now, after the auxiliary verb, we put been, and we follow been with the ing form of the main verb of the sentence. Mr. Potato Legs, he has been running. The children, they have been watching TV for hours. So, that's the positive form, and yesterday we saw that we turn a positive present perfect continuous sentence into a negative present perfect continuous sentence by adding the adverb not. We slip the adverb not between the auxiliary verb and been. So if we wanted to make the two example sentences we've just seen negative, it's very simple. Mr. Potato Legs, he has not been running. The children, they have not been watching TV for hours. So, slip not between the correctly conjugated form of the verb to have and been. And that's it. Now the sentence is negative. All right, now, just a quick thought about abbreviation, and we can have a look at the question form. Now, have a look at the following positive and negative present perfect continuous sentences and tell me which one you think is best. I've been baking. That's why my hands are covered in flour. I haven't been baking. That's why my hands are clean. I've not been baking. That's why my hands are clean. They've been running. Their faces are red and they're out of breath. They haven't been running. Their faces are not red and they're not out of breath. They've not been running. Their faces are not red and they're not out of breath. Okay, now, which one sounded a little bit strange? Yes, that's right, the last ones. Although it's possible to abbreviate in this manner, connecting the auxiliary verb to the subject or subject pronoun and leaving the adverb not on its own, it doesn't sound very usual. It's understandable, yes, and there's nothing really wrong with it, but the sentence where the auxiliary and the adverb are joined together sounds more, well, normal, I think. Okay, on to the question form. We've seen the positive form, we've seen the negative form, and now we get to see the question form. All right, so we know that if we're dealing with a present simple sentence with the verb to be, it's very simple to turn a positive sentence into a question. S plus V plus O. Subject, verb, object. She is an Italian woman. Changes to V plus S plus O plus question mark. Verb, subject, object, question mark. Is she an Italian woman? Simple. But as we know, with most questions, we're going to have to deal with an auxiliary verb too. Then the form changes from S plus V plus O, subject, verb, object, they like pasta, to AV plus S plus MV plus O plus question mark. Auxiliary verb, subject, main verb, object, question mark. Do they like pasta? Okay, and what about the present perfect simple? S plus AV plus MV plus O. Subject, auxiliary verb, main verb, object. You've washed your hair changes to AV plus S plus MV plus O plus question mark. Auxiliary verb, subject, main verb, object, question mark. Have you washed your hair? Okay, well, what do you think happens with the present perfect continuous? S plus AV plus been plus ing form of verb, subject, auxiliary verb, been, ing form of main verb. I have been playing squash changes to AV plus S plus been plus ing form of verb, question mark. Have I been playing squash? So, not too difficult, is it? All we have to do is swap the positions of the subject and the auxiliary verb have. I have been changes to have I been. You have been watching changes to have you been watching. They have been playing ice hockey changes to have they been playing ice hockey. Simple, no? All right, in that case, let's have a little bit of practice. Multiple choice. Have a look at the sentence I've given you and then change that sentence so that we also have two other possible forms. We want to see them all. If the sentence is positive, then give me the negative and the question. If the sentence is a question, then give me the positive and the negative. You get the idea. Number one, you've been exercising too much. Number two, has Gordon been using my computer? All right. Now, those were very simple pimple, weren't they? Yes, that's the sort of exercise you could do standing on your head. All right, let's see the answers. Number one, you've been exercising too much. You haven't been exercising too much. Have you been exercising too much? Number two, has Gordon been using my computer? Gordon hasn't been using my computer. Gordon has been using my computer. All right, people, that's all the time that we've got for you today. So yes, it's time for us to part once again. I'll go this way and you go whichever way you fancy. I'm off home. There's a coffee with my name on it, hiding somewhere in the kitchen. Well, that's not really accurate. I know exactly where the coffee is, and well, it's not hiding either. The coffee's in the bag of hazelnut coffee beans, and I know that the bag of coffee beans is in the cupboard next to the cupboard, which is next to the fridge. So, well, it's not really hidden. Anyway, that's enough about the location of coffee beans in my kitchen. I'm off, and so you should leave too. There's bound to be something you can do. Clean up your room, tidy the living room, take the bottles to the recycling bin, and if you've done all that, then take the dog for a walk or a run. And remember, when you're out, check the trees. You never know, you might spot a llama. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great afternoon and a wonderful evening. See you later. www.mediaclick.hu. Bye!